period. So, based on this experience,
the signing of the agreements themselves, because
will be decreased as
But their deeds shows
the opportunities that these agreements will be providing your country. It may not be obvious.
They need to prove somehow that this decision to sign agreement.
And of course, thank you to Georgian, Ukrainian, and Moldovan embassies also for organizing well, this remarkable period of our common history. Because as you know from Estonia's point of view, signing of association agreements and free trade with Georgia, Moldova and Ukraine has been for Estonia one of the most important foreign policy goals. We always clearly supported the full support from also the European Union and other international organizations to developments, to democratic developments of these countries. Because we really like to see that all European countries have clear chance and possibilities also in one day apply for the European Union membership. But of course it's up to developments and up to decisions of these concrete and particular countries. And I guess that especially today when we all witness tragic events in the eastern part of Ukraine, that all countries in Europe should really have free choice about the future of their own nations and countries without external intervention, especially in the way we unfortunately see these days in Ukraine, and we saw it also 2008 in Georgia. So it means that the European Union and we all, including Estonia, have to be very clear and firm in delivering both political but also very practical support and assistance for continuing different kind of reforms, but of course also granting international support to democratic and rule of law reforms and development. So that if I also compare in, well, which situation Ukraine, Moldova and Georgia were just a few years ago, then we all actually can notice absolutely clear developments. But still there are huge challenges, because we all know that Russia still wants to build up the Eurasian Union, customs union, and unfortunately not on the basis of free will of neighboring countries, but also using different means of pressure, be it political, be it economic, be it direct intervening into domestic political developments, and also unfortunately military intervention, as we have seen in the case of Crimea, and we see also these days in eastern part of Ukraine. But of course, the signed agreements, they will give huge potential and huge possibilities also what concerns business and practical issues for Georgia, Ukraine and Moldova, what concerns our common market in the European Union. We remember from our own experience around, well, 15 years ago, how important for us was getting access to the European markets, and of course also vice versa. The access to markets of Ukraine, Georgia and Moldova will be easier for European business communities and investors. But still, the main point is the future of Europe, the future of these concrete countries, also relationship with the European Union, and well, subjectively, I personally, of course, like to see that all of you, all of your countries will clearly, efficiently, and with good speed.
3 years long negotiations were quite challenging, bearing utmost importance, very interesting, impressive process, while we observed that both parties were very carefully crafting the most comprehensive and ambitious new generation legal framework for the unprecedentedly enhanced relationship between Georgia and the European Union. This agreement, which includes the component of a deep and comprehensive free trade area, is designed to best serve the interests of Georgian people, who, by sharing common European values and by establishing European standards, strive really to restore its place in European family. Actually, European integration nowadays is supported by 85% of population of Georgia, and as a foreign policy priority, it was declared since the very first days of Georgia's independence. And notwithstanding whether internal or external challenges, were very firmly following this course up to date. And actually, this choice of Georgian people and determination of the government of Georgia made this process irreversible. Therefore, 27th of June indeed is a historic day for Georgia. As far as it opens new avenues for political association and economic integration of my country with the EU. Thus, this foreign policy priority becomes now the main direction of our domestic policy as well, which is very important. By the way, Georgia has already demonstrated quite a good track of progress in political and economic reforms towards democracy, rule of law, human rights, and it already has improved business environment as well. So therefore, the main goal of Georgia now is to make all benefits stemming from this agreement available for the whole population of Georgia, including those residing in occupied regions.